Hey,
Yes, sir.
420 kids live direct in effect. Oklahoma City bound. It's going down. Knowledge is key. Dallas, Texas. Ish Tilla.
Deep
Tilla
down.
Ish. North
What's
Carolina.
happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What's
Man,
happening? KK, what's happening?
what's
What's
the
the
deal?
business? What's the real?
30, what's happening?
Hey, man, tell me about it.
What y'all
Tell me
on
Man,
tonight,
about
man?
it.
What y'all on tonight, man? Y'all fill me in. What y'all on tonight, man? What's going on, man?
straight up, straight off the
I've been
top.
asleep all day.
Straight up,
Hey, man. We going in
straight
on the
up.
black reaction. You hear me? The reaction to the Little Mermaid. You hear me? They got
Hey,
an African American woman casting Ariel. What you supposed to say, bro?
I'm speaking straight to the person. Haley
Uh-huh.
Bailey. Haley Bailey. But that lady has a name. Never let the media attention or the attention of negativity deter you from your greatness. Like shit, it's your moment. The stage is now bigger than ever on you. Nobody knew who you was to even pay attention like that and look at the light that has been given to you. Like shit, you was chosen to do something. Follow that path, right with it. Never let that negativity discourage you from your greatness. All right, we passed that. So I had to say to that young lady right there.
All right, shout
Shout
out.
out,
Just
shout
to
out,
give
shout
y'all a
out.
little insight. Shout out. Just to give y'all a little insight of who we talking about. This is a little scene.
The Little Mermaid is generating extraordinary reaction, especially among black girls.
She's black! Oh, that's a black mermaid! She's like me!
Many of them are mesmerized watching a cherished fairy tale character who looks just like them. 22-year-old actress Halle Bailey stars as Ariel in Disney's new live-action film, and she looks nothing like the animated Little Mermaid with red hair from the original 1989 classic.
Wish I could be part of that world.
Parents have been posting these charming videos to social media, many saying how important it is that their daughters see themselves reflected on the big screen. An extraordinary 104 million people have viewed the sneak peek. But apparently not everyone is happy to see a black Little Mermaid. Hard to believe, but the trailer has received more than 1.5 million dislikes on YouTube. Then there are the ugly, racist tweets. The Little Mermaid is white, not black.
What people have to understand is that this is a beautiful opportunity for young people to
See themselves as what?
Bruh, it was 105 million views, 1.5 million dislikes. At the end of the day, bruh, that's 1%, homie. That is 1%. Like I thought we was you know what I'm saying, raising the trumpet or really, but the bigger light is to give the girl, Haley Bailey. Bruh, she got 105 million people viewed her in one day. In one day. And she has locks in her hair. She's the whole description. Man, did you see them little kids' face? We got to give credence to that off top. Did you see how happy those little kids was? Look, shit, somebody like me can be a mermaid. Like, yeah, because we gonna get to the other part of with it. Don't think nobody's, this situation is it's not an off the hook thing because white people, if you're a white person, you wasn't born this way to make yourself either, but if you're quiet, you're consenting. You are consenting. So if you blow it off and act like it's nothing, that people are leaving racist comments, that they doing all of these, you see what's taking place. If you can sit there and watch that and you don't have nothing negative to say about it, it's just, oh, it's fantasy, it's a movie, then you're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're a part of the problem. No different than how we would talk to anybody around us. If that is your attitude, you're part of the problem. But shit, yeah, man, y'all pop it out, man. How y'all doing? What's good?
All right, man. I'm just sitting here listening to you, the insight about what you think about the reaction. Because whether it's a publicity stunt or not, they made sure to point out and make it a race topic. You hear me? Because I say it's a black girl, an African American woman. You know, y'all know who Halle and them is, don't y'all? I think this Beyonce artist, Chloe and Halle, they singers. I think this is Beyonce's artist. Yeah, they got some good songs. Y'all fuck with them. Yeah, they be going in. Yeah, they be singing a lot of little cool little me. Y'all need to check them out. They got some good shit. So as she actually is singing the role, she's actually singing. You know, that's her singing on her verse. It, you know. So the whole movie, man, I want to see a movie, whether it's hype or is it hype or dislikes? You know, it's mostly hype. Of course, this is a mega movie, Disney. You know, this is everybody watch Disney movies. I love Disney movies. You hear me? So shit.
I don't know.
I wouldn't see why they have a problem including us, but systematically speaking, we seem to be left out in a lot of situations. And we're supposed to magically just get past the systematically being left out. So that's not opinionated. These are stats. Tell me about it, Ish.
Man.
Because we argue about this shit all the time. We come to these think tanks. Yeah, man, when y'all gonna stop bringing in, they're playing the race card. What Biden say? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
It's a couple little buttons that could be pushed. I mean, I'm gonna see if I could try to get to a couple of them, man. First of all, shout out to Disney for actually remaking the movie and bringing some color to it. You know what I'm saying? And not just sticking to just pushing one agenda over here and not pushing other agendas. The reason I say that, I wonder how many, as I was talking, a question popped in my head is, I wonder how many people would be upset if they would have made the mermaid a dude.
I don't know. I don't think it would have been any outrage. They already got it.
I ain't gonna get. I'm just gonna ask that question. I'm just gonna ask the question. You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
Lil Mermaid.
You never crashed my hard drive, right? You never crashed my hard drive.
Whoa!
They never crashed my hard
man,
drive.
Y'all know what I get. Y'all know what I get to sipping, man. Shit.
Hey, for real. Hey, it's not a bad question because there are gonna be some men that dress up as the mermaid for Halloween. No doubt about it.
Man.
So
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Man.
You know, shout out to my black women, my queens. You know, shout out to all my queens, man. I love y'all, man. All of y'all. My wife is not just the only black queen. You know what I'm saying? There's millions of black queens out here. Shout out to all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? In this moment of time where you have, like Dirty said, you got the news, the media wanting to point out, like you said, 105 million views, and a motherfucker want to point out the 1% of negativity about it. Gotta look at it like that too. Damn. Y'all ain't gonna continue because you know this motherfucker gonna blow up, bro. It don't need no publicity. It don't need no extra. It's produced by Disney about the Little Mermaid, which was already a big ass movie. Then you modernized it by putting a black face on it. Now the shit that we want blackface on, they got a problem with us liking blackface on certain shit. But the certain shit that we don't want the blackface on, that's the shit they want to brush under the rug. You feel me? God damn.
Give me an example. Man,
hey, look, man, I'm not deep into all that blackface shit, but I know it's out there. I'm not that deep in it to where I can just give you certain little instincts and shit. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it be shit where shit done came out of the motherfucking past where a motherfucker done had the shit, the goddamn black paint painted all on their motherfucking face and shit to produce a black character. You see what I'm saying? And we have to be outraged about that. Now that Disney has placed a black young woman in this role, motherfuckers want to be outraged about that. About something that we agree with, something that we cool with. Motherfuckers want to be mad about it. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, man, you know, it's different little buttons that can be pressed off this one situation. You know what I'm saying? It's just think, but it's all types of, it's different ways this negativity will continue to take us down. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta always continue to try to work as one. You see what I'm saying? That's why we don't need the other shit that's done happened previous to today to be happening. So we can have more people to rally around this young woman. Even though I know she gonna be all right. I know she gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, damn, still 1.5 million dislikes. Damn, it shouldn't be no dislikes. It should be none. What the fuck is you really mad about? How many, like I say, how many dislikes would it have been if it was a dude up there? Or a black dude? How about that? They goddamn a billion loves. It would have been a billion loves up there.
I like all of the Little Mermaids, and I can't recall them pointing out the dislikes ever. I don't recall. Have y'all seen all the Little Mermaids?
It's media.
Do you ever recall a time where they pointed out the dislikes in a Disney film?
Oh no.
No. Revolutionary.
So if that is a tactic, you hear me, to sell movies or whatever, why would you use a tactic like that? You know, these are already, race is already a sensitive topic that, hell, shit. You see us as African Americans, just look at us. You can't even talk about it. Just look at, hey, we run around act like this shit ain't going on. Hey, man, it's in the twilight zone, heavy, man. But it's real heavy, man. It's like, so shit. What do you do? But the whole thing I think is dope with her. She going on, man, because like I say, she's singing a lot of the roles. Hey, man, shots out to Jigga, man. Y'all check out the Woman King tomorrow. I think that's gonna be one of the dopest movies of the year. The Woman King. Make sure y'all check that out.
Woman King.
The Woman King. I'm gonna be out there with my popcorn. Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Knowledge, how you feel? How you feel about that title? I just want to ask you right quick. The Woman King.
Oh man, that is deep. Like that's deep. Hey, because they got a tribe called the Nabingi tribe, and not too many people know about the Nabingi tribe, but the women were like the generals in that tribe. Like they ran shit. They put it down a different type of way.
The women are generals in the goddamn house.
But see, I so before we just
talking about the word. I'm just talking about the word play. That's all I'm talking about. The word.
I bet you.
Pointed that out to me.
Bet you. And what's the exact word? What's the exact word play again?
Woman King. The Woman King. That's the title. The Woman King.
Yeah. So it's exactly what I described. Like, one man and man is both man, but a woman is the womb. She's a man with a womb. It's no difference. It's one and the same. I say they just run off cycles. They more connected to the moon. We more connected to the sun. So that's all it is. It's a king with a womb. I mean, it's a one, but women have ran shit before. Like that has happened. Yeah, that has happened. But man, on the Black Little Mermaid, man, to get back to that, it was a movie where the they was hypnotizing the dude when he was going with the white girl. They were sending him to the sunken place. And you seen the other people that was there, they got put in the sunken place too.
Are you talking about Get Out?
Get out. All right, so there's no outrage when Get Out is making obvious that people are under hypnosis, doing shit that's under hypnosis. But we're just saying, being critical, like, I have to keep this real. And this is, yeah, I don't like individualizing people, first of all, because there are no two people that is the same. So out of the box thinking though, but I'm saying, I feel like there's a need sometimes to defend what people call black men. I will no longer be calling these Nubian kings and queens black though. Like that's a color. That is not a tribe. That is not an origin. That is not a nation of people. Period, point blank. So when we get to the growth factors, to the things that it takes for actually certain people to generalize, look at each other and love each other, the first thing they have to do is see God within themselves. So when you see an image of God outside of yourself, that's just like extra push, but it is for that. It's like we're a mirror image. So you see the image and then it reflects back to you. So it's overall upon for you to see the greater good within yourself. So I just say the only things I gotta say is good things. Like I'm happy people talking about it. That lady life is finna change quick, like in a good way. The fact that even people are taking the time, but it is an opportunity for the younger people though. They not more so concerned. They problems are bigger, way bigger than ours was. Like our problems are more bigger than our parents was. Majority of our parents worked at the same place for 30 or 40 years and retired. You know what I'm saying? The ones that did get there, a lot of them is retired. There is no retirement for our age. We have to do it right now. Like, and so for the younger people, them coming up, what do you think is gonna be there for them? Like they compete with robots. I only see good things in that we talking about this young goddess. When I seen them kids, man, I couldn't think of nothing else negative to really say about that situation. Man, I seen them kids hopping up and down. Say shit, that's a good look. That's a good look. That's about the only way I could almost turn with it. But if I do talk about the negative part of it is the sad part really is that the white people that are quiet, you're being quiet and you see what's going on, and a lot of y'all really know more about black people than they know about themselves. A lot of us are not willing to admit it, but y'all look and see the homicides, the murders, the fact that our kids are taught a certain way in school. And we touched on the critical race theory last night, because white people have to stand up and say, yeah, we don't want our kids learning about all this negativity when they 6 and 7 years old. Like, that's true. We all need to be having these open conversations, and they have to be real, like very real. And that real can't have boundaries. Like there is no boundaries. But I say it's sad. It's pathetic. A lot of those people that are making threats to that young lady need to be criminal charges. Like it can't be. Yeah, you see too much of the Karen stuff. Terrell Owens getting done a certain way in his neighborhood, and the lady say, yeah. What you say, God? What you say, God?
I was just saying, right? I was just agreeing.
Yeah. It is. It's too much. It's too much of that going on. So if we're gonna deal with it, like some of this, all of this stuff has to be called out on all different type of ways. And if anybody thinks or feels different, like you're more than welcome to get the link, step up here, and we talk about it, because we deal with real problems, real people, and real solutions. And we definitely think that we coming with some of the greatest solutions that can be come up with, man. But yeah, I mean, what else y'all got on it?
Right, man. Hey, I appreciate that insight, brother, man. Hey, real talk. Because it's a shame we can't come talk about the trauma in America. Basically everybody has some form of trauma. And I think plagiarism is that's one of the biggest crimes, you hear me, that we refuse to acknowledge. It's plagiarism. So take note from these people, you hear me? They don't like you plagiarizing their image. We should be the same way. Whoever these people are, you know, they protect their things, you hear me? They gonna protect their genres. They gonna protect pop. They gonna protect rock. They gonna protect country and jazz, although we've created all that shit, you hear me? And they plagiarized and stole it, but they gonna protect their shit. You hear me? What do? We don't protect our shit, man. We got to start protecting our genres. You hear me? We have to start talking about critical race theory because, like you said, I agree with a lot of the stuff you were saying earlier, but I disagree with some of the things too, because the ones that do know are the people that's in power, but the everyday average Joe white person, they don't know the true history. They've been lied to too. They getting lied to in school. They don't know the history of it. You hear me? They don't know the history of this country or nothing. So when we talk about critical race theory, that's back to what you were saying. The white people know. You see that 57%, 52% turn to 37%. Oh, hold on. We can't go around teaching the truth because shit, you think the motherfuckers is mad now. You hear me? Wait till they find out this is their shit. You hear me? Wait till they find out a lot of truth bearers, because we're truth bearers when it comes to our children. We don't mind being above correction when we're talking to our children. But we see all this fucked up injustice going on all throughout our daily lives, and we just walking down with our feet like some pimping. Bitch, keep your motherfucking head on. You better look at his goddamn feet. You better not tell me what type of brand shirt he got on. Keep your motherfucking head down. That's what we doing. We acting like we don't see none of this shit. You hear me? So hey man, kudos to that lady standing up. Kudos to the youth got to have the balls to tell the American horror story. To the rappers, the youth. We got the
William Woods, he put a comment down there. He said you all should start a history channel. Hey, speaking of that, we should
start a mystery channel. My story.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
real shit. There we go.
My story.
There we go.
This is a mystery. The mystery schools.
Yeah. But speaking on the plagiarism, history lesson. One of the biggest volumes of plagiarism was actually done through all of the religion doctrines. Through all of the religious doctrines, there's plagiarism. I mean, huge amounts of plagiarism. But in between that plagiarism, a lot of truth was left there too, and all of them, they just guys. But however, if you talk about the tribe of Israel, the tribe of Judah, really who are you talking about, or who in reference to? Speaking just on bloodlines, two people having sex, creating this offspring, and it's going back. Like, yeah, everyone history existed way past the year that we talking about, 2022. We have to take off the we can see through the veils. So it's just saying that, man. Religion, you know, for people who look at that part of it, look deeper into it, you will see that all of the religions combined, you would have to combine all of the religions together and put those pieces together in order to get the true truth that is only going to result to it looking back right inside of you. Like, that's what the truth is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And everything is going to point back to you every single time. We walking in the same days that people walked in the biblical days, in the days of the Quran, in the days of the Metu Neter. Like, all of these people walk this planet in order to make this planet, raise the vibrations of the planet that we live on. And shit, that's what's up. And I think the Black Mermaid is definitely a step in the right direction with bettering. I mean, you seen the kids, bro. I seen nothing but happiness and good things through the whole situation. I can't find nothing negative to really say on it, man. It's like shit. Ashe and prosperity and abundance, health, joy, and all that to you, Miss Haley Bailey. I hope I'm saying her name right. Holly Bailey. Halle Bailey. I
Yeah,
think that's it.
Haley.
Yeah, Halle. Like
Halle.
Halle Berry. Like Halle
Halle.
Berry.
You ain't
Yeah,
seen
Halle.
Chloe?
Bailey.
You ain't
Halle
seen
Bailey.
Chloe? You ain't seen them? Boy,
You
Chloe
said
picking
who?
them up, boy. She got them. I like natural hair. You hear me? Boy, Chloe's her male.
Yeah,
Chloe,
true
man,
They
you
gonna
story.
get
know,
popped
I
down.
love
Bop,
you.
bop.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, boy, you got me thinking I'm having some
Hey, they
PTSD.
said she can
You
sing.
know?
They
Yeah,
they
they can
said
sing that.
they said
That
yeah, said she
Beyonce
Yeah, they
could
got
artist.
yeah,
both.
yeah.
Touch of
They
Jigga.
said they
Yeah.
both.
Okay, so they are, her and her sister are very popular singers. They
Man,
are.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
these
have to
ain't
look the
no.
music up.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I'm gonna have
popping
to look the
already.
music up.
Yeah.
They
All
already
right, hey, the
popping.
comments, them comments was off the chain though, bruh. They don't do no justice. Like, do you actually going through the comments and look and will see the stuff they was putting on it? It's pretty wild.
Hey,
But now
kudos
nowadays,
out to the
bruh,
youngsters for
yeah,
telling the
real
story
talk.
that we
Yeah,
act like we can't see. You hear me? You
Right.
hear me? All this is, man, when is people gonna take a look? We turn a blind eye to this shit. You know what I
Well, I
mean?
say, hey,
Tell me about it, Killer.
it's this is just another case to let you know ain't nobody safe. Just far as saying you can never get too far away. They'll never let you get too far away. Not just, you know what I'm saying, black. I'm not just talking about like some black people shit or some grabbing the bucket mentality. I'm talking about like just the system, white people. Yeah, just go ahead and just say it what it is. You know what I'm saying? What we talking about. And we talking about the upper echelon who don't want to let us in, who don't want to relinquish the things and the thrones where they don't belong. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money you get and things like that, that's why you gotta stay tapped in to oneself. Like knowledge I always said, like dirty, like we always say that, gotta always stay tapped in to oneself. Gotta make sure we helping our people. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter how much money you get, no matter how much you try to pull away, it don't matter. As much as beloved as Jordan is, right? Let him do something. They gonna hang him.
real talk.
Just like they done hung the rest of them. They don't, you know what I'm saying? You stop playing ball, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, like Knowledge said, hey, shout out to Halle Bailey. Like I said, shout out to Disney for modernizing the role, revamping the whole role. Shame on anybody who has anything negative to say about the movie and the role, which is played by a young black woman. I have to say it because that's what it's perceived as. That's we have to call it for like what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is what they are saying. They're mad because it's a black woman, not a young goddess. Because to them, the original area was the young goddess. She's not a young goddess because her skin tone is a different color now. That's the problem with that 1.5 million. So now we talking to that 1.5 million. Shame on y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah,
For real.
real talk.
Shame on
Real talk.
you want us to
Real.
accept every goddamn thing in the world, but you can't accept the motherfucking chocolate skin tone of a motherfucking goddamn fake ass woman swimming in the ocean. Shit ain't even real. Now some
Bro, it's
people might be
crazy.
like, well, now you have some people who'll be like, well, maybe now we're not gonna go in all that. We just gonna say for the anime cartoon character that will not come out that TV. You see what I'm saying? Old girl might dress up, but you know what I'm saying? She cannot live underwater herself. That's basically what I'm saying. This is a fictional character. So, but you want us to accept everything else. Everything else. Accept everything else. Don't accept that though. You know what I'm saying? I just, yeah, it's just another It's just another time. It's just another moment in time. And it's a reminder. You know what I'm saying? You can't never get too far away for them to remind you. That 1% or that 5%, whatever it is, however many people that identify with being a person who see color in a negative manner. Everybody see color, but everybody don't say it in a negative manner.
Real shit, man.
The William Widget want to know who I can see his comments and what movie y'all talking about.
The Little Mermaid.
Your boss can see your comments right now. You live all around the world.
Nah,
your boss can see
everybody can see.
Everybody can't see your comments. Only the person on the control board can see the comment. You know what I mean? But yeah, back to the mermaid. Like he was talking about that 1%. What he was talking about that 1%. You know what I mean? We all know 1% of the world control 99% of the world's wealth, or 98% of the world's wealth. So that little 1% could be a very powerful, you hear me? A very powerful group. So like I said, I've enjoyed all of the Disney motherfucking little characters, the Little Mermaid, but no one was worried about race. We're never worried about race as African Americans. It's this kumbaya. Well, what about everybody? Hey, we love it because we love everybody. Everybody, we love everybody. Everybody don't love us. Statistically speaking, we get to talk about black economics. What about everybody? And what about everybody? Statistically speaking, that they're in a better position than you. So when you get a black business and you say support black business, this is what they mean. Hey, support black business. Support people who look like you because you're supporting everybody else except self. So one of my things about the Black Little Mermaid, hey, man, let's make our own shit. A beggar nation can never rise to a full potential, man. You hear me? So let's make our own cast. We got movie producers. Shit, Tyler Perry, one of the biggest movie. I don't even say no.
Why? Hey, hold on. What you said? Hold on. You spoke Tyler Perry. Why is Tyler Perry so big?
Hey man,
he did the three. He did
studios.
So operation. So what are the three things he did? Well, what is the three steps did he take? Did he took?
You take it from him. Tell me about it.
No, I'm saying he got the raw product, right?
Yeah.
He produced it, right?
He got the land, he invested in the product, and he distributed his films to the consumers, which is the movie ticket holders. Buying tickets. Yeah. So he's at the investment stage. He's not at the consumer stage, which they like to say.
No, he's at the whole operation. So say you were selling lotion. Are you selling shea butter? If you got the natural raw shea butter where you producing the trees and you taking it raw and then you manufacturing it yourself and then you produce it and then you distribute it, there is no middleman. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no middleman. So everybody who's saying black owned business, that's the problem with it, is that if you're don't have the direct connection with the distributor or wherever you getting the product, we don't have connection with the lands that we call ourselves. We say we African. Everything that was built around us was built so we would contradict ourselves. And the only way that we not gonna contradict ourselves, if we say we gotta be black, hey, that's the way it is. So do we believe in submission? Because if that's the truth, we have submitted to that. Like somebody have called you a color, I submit to it. The majority of white people, if you ever hear them talk, they'll say I'm Irish. They'll say that they different things because when they're in
white,
America,
they identify as white too.
They will, but you have to understand.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, because what you're saying is correct, but you have to understand the context of white. Like white means clean majority of the time when you look at the color. So there's not nothing negative tied to it. It means cool, an angel. And when you have a wedding, what are the majority colors that you wearing? When you are dead, what is the majority of colors that people are wearing? Like, you have to see the differences of how these colors are being used to truly understand the psychological effects of what's actually taking place in front of you. Your shirt is black. His shirt is black. He dark skinned, but he not black. That's the truth. So when we call ourselves these things that we're not, we have to realize that what's coming from the background to make you submit to what's going on. I say it'd be a lot deeper than really just speaking about it, the actual effects of it. But you done said it a lot of times, bro. Like, a black cake is devil's food cake. The white cake, angel's food cake. Like, blackmail, blackball, black widow. Dog, we could go on for days and days with these words, but any word you put black in front of has a negative connotation. Go ahead, roll with it.
Well, that's only if you believe that black carries a negative connotation. I don't give a damn what the fuck the definition is. You see what I'm saying? Now, and that's no disrespect, but as far as in what I meant by I'm just gonna call it black, because for conversation purposes, this is what the headlines are. This is what people are talking about it being a black young woman. They're not identifying her as a young queen or a young goddess. You see what I'm saying? So now, the definition of black, somebody asked the other day, when we on the phone and somebody say, who did the dictionary and all that? Said it was a man named Webster and all that stuff like that. So we can, if we go in the whole derivative, like where these words come from, where they come from, how they come up with the definitions, because each definition is made up of other words, right? So each word has its own definition. So you see what I'm saying? It just keep going down the line. You see what I'm saying? It's like a damn infinity thing. It just keep on going and going and going and going and going. So how are you really gonna find out the true meaning of each word? Because what's the meaning of this? And then they get a definition. Now you got to go find out the definition of each word in that definition. You see what I'm saying? So now it's an ongoing thing. But like I said, black is only a negative thing if you look at it at a negative thing. We have taken many things and flipped it and turned it and embraced it as a look at the word, as many people that might disagree with using the word nigga, right? Now, we know nigga as being the ignorant person who don't know anything or who choose not to know anything, or that's the nigga being nigga. That's the nigga rich shit. But then you got the what's up my nigga, the term of endearment. You my nigga. The term of endearment, the term that means saying I fuck with you. That's if a person saying it for real. Like if you say it the dirty, you know what I'm saying? If we say it to each other, we know it's some realness behind it. You see what I'm saying? So you can always take things and change the narrative. That's what we're trying to do right now. It's change the narrative of our people. How we gonna change the narrative of our people if we tell them we can't change the narrative of a word? You feel me? Black don't mean no abyss where don't nothing ever come back. It might not come back, but it don't come back the same. It's gonna come back better, come back stronger. You go sit in the darkness, nigga. If you can make it out, nigga, you don't come out weak. You don't come out weak. It might be some things fucked up about you mentally, but you don't come out weak. I don't care if you've been locked in the closet, scared and the motherfucker crying and everything like that. Guess what? If it was your brother who locked you in the closet, you know how strong you gonna feel. You gonna try to sock him in his face as soon as you come out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
The only reason that shit can carry a negative connotation is if you let it carry a negative connotation. If
I
it's
agree and I
positive,
disagree.
you know what
I
I'm saying?
agree and I disagree.
It's I understand though. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I definitely understand what knowledge is saying and what other people say about the black so-called black people and things of that. I do understand.
This my thing about it. This my thing.
But we
about
do.
It right
Go
here.
ahead.
This is my thing about it right here. Then I'm gonna pass it to knowledge. And man, when we talking about black, you know what I'm saying? We classifications is because we have to classify and identify issues. You know what I mean? So like just when we're talking about the black Lil Mermaid reaction, the only reaction that they have to this Walt Disney film that hundreds of millions of people are watching is that she's black. Now, if this is a sales pitch, what type of controversy are you trying to, I mean, Hollywood, there's no reason to sell the Little Mermaid like that. It's already Disney. It's already Disney. Do you know how many movies that you watching right now? People don't even watch the films and the credits and shit. All these Disney films we watching. There's no need to promote it like that. So the race card thing, when we talk about issues or the trauma that's affecting the African-American community, we're playing the race card. We're playing the race card now, talking about, you hear me? Of course you'll be, they'll never want you to start talking about it, because once you start talking about it and asking questions and doing researching, you'll start figuring out all the stolen legacy, the stolen land, the stolen treasure, the stolen wealth, the identity. Just like they say, hey, they're going to protect their identities, man. You hear me? So
they stole bodies.
Start. What's that? You said what?
They even stole bodies.
Oh,
bro, they got King Tut.
Oh, them contracts.
Yeah.
These contracts.
Bro, they stole. No, I'm saying, I'm telling you, real talk. Bro, they got King Tut. They got King Tut laid somewhere out of a tomb when these are your ancestors, bro. A lot of these people had love locks in their hair. Why love locks? Because when you don't touch your hair and you don't take the static electricity out of your hair, you just let it grow. It loves, your molecules in your body love each other so much it fuses your hair together. This is how people hair actually lock, especially if you're a non-ether. Like it locks in such a way. Other people can lock their hair too, but it's a lot they have to do, and it doesn't have that togetherness. So there is a such thing as we kind of have to be left alone, like left to do more. But yeah, I'm gonna get to one thing, because I agree with a whole lot that is said, but it was one thing I think I could compound on. Shout out to DeWilliam Wizard too. He said his name Kodak Black, but when you see me, I'm white. I don't know. He said something about Jay-Z. I don't know what he quite saying there, but when Ish was talking,
you gotta read
you were speaking
before he speak them. I read that before. I don't know what he talking about.
Yeah,
kind of read the shit before you read it. You gotta read that shit before you read it. You know what I mean? Like,
But you had people talk, but yeah, man. At the end of the day, when Ish was speaking, he said words are such a way, and only you can make them determine what they are. And he said, and we don't know what you have to find out where the words come from. You can't really find out. You can. All words derive from other words. They derive. So this is how you get to the language. This is why the language barrier is so important. This is why it was so important that we speak English, because if you didn't speak English, you would still be connected to something that was originally taught to you. So if you tied to that, if you can't even communicate with people speaking something that was engraved in your archaeology of whatever is in, you know what I'm saying? Whatever is in us. It's a lot of things that we could connect to, even when we speak to each other. We change words based on our vibration. So you can say, my nigga. The youngsters can even say, bitch. Oh, what up, bitch? And they serious, and there's no feeling towards it. So you have that ability to do it, but I don't know, universally to what expense? To what extent or to what expense? At some point, the words do, like black, I don't think is a negative word, because you do have Kemet. In the land of Kemet means land of the blacks. And that is where
Egypt.
before
It's
Egypt was
when
plagiarized.
was
Yeah, it
rolling.
was plagiarized.
When black people
It was
ruled Egypt,
plagiarized.
it was called Kemet. We gotta start
Yeah,
explaining it for the people who don't know what Kemet is. You know what I mean? People got,
Yeah.
you know, it's been plagiarized and stolen. Israel wasn't called Israel, you know, when we were ruling it. You hear me? Africa wasn't called Africa. America wasn't called America. So basically, the people have stolen, plagiarized, murdered the land. You hear me? They build oil companies. You hear me? And this is all looked upon as good. We're contract. Slavery is good. They teach this every year to our children. You know, this is what they're teaching. You were slaves. Your contracts. Yeah, we were contracts. I got some motherfucker. I like that. I'm doing people business with people. I ain't got no goddamn contracts. I'm not trying to con you. You hear me? You should have legal law abiding terms. You hear me? Placed in. Go ahead.
He said, what was it called?
What? Yeah, man. Like I was saying, the contracts, bro. The contracts, bro. You gotta this most of the time they're gonna con you out of some shit. We were conned out of our land with a contract. You hear me? We were conned out of our bodies with the contract. We were conned out of our mental with these religious indoctrinations. You hear me? Because it don't matter whatever you think you is, as long as it's something different. You divide people to conquer them. You hear me? You divide people to conquer them. So we blacks, we Negroes, we African Americans. Some of us is niggas. You hear me? It doesn't. We all the same. We all identify as something different. So shit, we gotta get to it, man.
Dirty Mac.
Togetherness.
Dirty Mac. You said contract, conversation, constitution.
Yeah.
Congress. Boy, hold on. Do you see this? What I'm talking about the vibration of the words, bro. Everything you can talk to somebody with a conversation, and you could con them out of they what? You could con shit, man. What the Congress? They have closed door meetings to con who? Like, hey, bro, it's a whole contact. You separating somebody away from it, yeah, bro. It's a lot of trickery and misconception in these words. We don't, man, yeah. I'm gonna let you go back to what you were saying. He say Africa. What? Oh, he said Africa. What was Africa called before? Akibulan. Yeah, Akibulan. Yeah, and Kemet.
Egypt,
Ethiopia,
pharaohs, and the people that's mummified, currently known as black people today. You can't go around anybody else's culture and find mummies. This is one of the biggest tour attractions known to the globe. They're studying the gods while they have the gods studying all these man-made religions that we made up. You hear me? We made all of it up. You hear me? That's like I say, learn yourself, knowledge of self. You hear me? We have to lose a subservient attitude to become. There's two people. There's masters and slaves. You hear me? So the thing, what I think, bro, is trying to talk about the black, as far as black, like it doesn't tie you into any nationality. You know, like a white person, might call them white, but they're like, hey, I'm German. I'm from Germany. My bloodline is from Germany. You know, most of us, that's been lost within our culture. I mean, you know, their history, it's been lost in their story. His story, it's been lost. My story remains a mystery to me because we don't know our language. We don't. So this is it's a mental health thing going on in the African American community. it's a big mental health, but we have to look who's teaching. We have to look at people who's teaching us this shit. You hear me? I'm always attacking the programmers instead of the program, because if we want to continue to attack the program people, I suggest that we learn about management systems and indoctrinations. We can't blame the people. We're technically blaming our children for shit that's going on in the political realm. You hear me? The politicians are supposed to be handling all this shit. You know, so as far as the images being plagiarizing the Black Little Mermaid, hey, it looked like a good movie. I'm still gonna watch it. You know, race doesn't matter that much to Black people, and that's rather unfortunate. We're not hateful people. We're not hateful. We're not teaching any type of hate. We're trying to teach knowledge of self, love, brother. Keep all your resources circulating between each other. Because as long as your resources keep getting exploited, you're going to be at someone's footstool to rule. You keep what if you going to work for 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I'm getting all the paper for your labor. What type of shit is that? You know what I mean? Surely we got to reduce and renegotiating. Surely, you know what I mean? Surely we got to come to the table and make some type of bargain. We're not talking about the deaf, dumb, and blinds. We're talking about the motherfuckers who's scholars. I'm an accountant. You hear me? You should be teaching motherfuckers about math. You hear me? And financial literacy. You hear me? Or we just taking a payout. Oh, I'm a teacher. I'm a scientist. Motherfucker teach motherfuckers about science. You hear me? Do you got to get paid for your services? Or we all prostitutes ourselves out for money. Everybody, we wake up and we run around. This money ain't talking about shit. We got to get the power of the people, man. We got to learn to organize, become a political force. We can't get shit from the Democrats because we overwhelmingly Democratic. They know we're going to vote for them. You hear me? They don't got to give us shit. We got to find our power. So as far as the Black Mermaid shit, I think we need to come up, look at the Black Panther. When they came out with that shit busted most sold ever. Let's check the numbers with this. You hear me? They don't want your image on there. They want to steal and plagiarize your image. So you hear me? It's all about plagiarism. That's what this is about. You know, that's the hidden message. So what should we be teaching our children? We should be teaching our children, if you ask me, about knowledge of self, our culture. We have to get control of what our kids learn, because like I said, our kids are going to school learning about subserviency, slavery, a life of submission. You don't pray, you praise God. You're not God, you praise God. A life of submission. That's what we got to get control of what our children learn. Because like I said, the back to the previous discussion we was talking about, the race relations. What was that shit called? I keep forgetting the name of it. Critical race theory. Critical race theory. But the shit big critical. What the fuck is that? I like that. Damn, I'm like, man, niggas can't see this shit. Hey, we walking dead. We walking dead.
Hey, for real. Hey, that was the hit.
I said being critical. Oh, shit. You didn't have to put that on there.
Critical.
That was understood already.
What the fuck? They're teaching our kids about the Atlantic slave trade.
But theory is like
critical race theory.
Yeah.
Shit, goddamn.
They hit that shit hard. They went from American history. They went from American history to like, all right, these motherfuckers know a little better. We're going to think a little more critical to that shit. We're going to add a little bit more to this shit. Like, they call it the critical race theory. They say archaeologists. They say a whole lot of people. Because they have to make it look like it's just a person guessing. It's their best guesstimation. It's their theory. But they did have American history. But if you know how to break words down, if you hear history, you're gonna think it's true. The past is true. The past is true. Everybody might not know what happened in the past, but the past is true. But history is whoever won the war tells the story. That's how that works. Like all over the world, whoever won the war and conquered, they told the story from there. That's how the story went.
What book do y'all recommend I start with? I'll say The Destruction of African Civilization by Chancellor Williams. It's a lot of good information, man, and it's a lot of Lucina books. It's a lot of black authors with our perception. You hear me? Like I say, we're captives of war. So they tell a story, but that's not often the real story.
Yeah, I say when it comes to books, bro, I say it depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Write it in the comments. He said, write it in the comments. We'll do that after the show ends. But whatever you're trying to accomplish, that's what kind of book you're gonna start with. Like, do you need to know about your history, where you come from? You trying to connect with your ancestors? Like, are you trying to learn breathing practice? Like, you trying to be a kung fu master? Like, what the fuck what you trying to do? You got to know where somebody going. That's like a broad question, you know what I'm saying? But depending on what you're trying to do, there's several different books that you can tap in for whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, that is a good question, though.
Hard question to answer, because you have to have a starting point. You know what I'm saying?
Be a better me.
You. Be a better you. I mean, it really depends on what you need to get better at. You know what I'm saying? What you need to be better at. If it's being better, having a sense of self, having a true sense of self, and knowing who you are, you know what I'm saying? There's books about that. If it's financial literacy, it's books about that. You know what I'm saying? If it's emotional or mental health issues, it's books about that. So you know what I'm saying? That's the best way to answer a question like the one you asked, which was books to recommend.
That's some good shit. When do the goddamn Little Mermaid come out anyways? They sure is building up a lot
in the 80s. It was in the 80s. It was somewhere in the 80s.
No. The new one.
He said when the new one come out.
When the new
2020, January 2023.
God damn, it been.
I think somewhere like that. It's somewhere right. It's to come out 2023. Bro, I'm telling you, it's ringing hype for it right now.
It's been 45 years. It's been 45 years of you motherfuckers are stripping, man. Y'all motherfuckers ain't goddamn get over y'all motherfuckers. Was 60, however long the fuck it was, man. It's been too long, goddamn. What shit?
Hey, I get it. I get it though. You don't like people stealing your shit though, huh? You hear me? You don't like people stealing your shit, huh? You don't like people stealing your shit, do you?
Hey, why they ain't tripping on Wonder Years? Why they ain't tripping on Wonder Years?
Fuck a TV show.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck a movie. Let's talk about some shit being stolen. You hear me?
Hold on, but
talk about that.
How do we not know? How do we not know the first carvings or talk or speech about real mermaids was on stone? How do we know that's not true? How these tombs that you got to pay to get in now, that tombs have become the most wanted to go place, that damn near universal across the world. Everybody wish they could visit Egypt and go into these tombs, what they call Egypt, and go into these tombs. It's the highest tourist attraction on planet Earth. So with that being said, what's there? I've actually seen airplanes. I've seen other beings. There are different type of things within those tombs. So when a person says, what kind of books should I read? I think books that are designed to go towards spiritual cultivation. Books that tell you to learn as much as you can learn. Like, look, so you'll be able to see from all different angles. Superman could fly, step back, see lasers come. You want to see everything from a wide perspective, because I don't think the only reason why people become religious, like I come from a Baptist background. I was Baptist my whole life. At a certain point, I'm like, damn, people being Baptist for the last 70 years, it's a church everywhere we go, but this church community going down, they getting worse and worse, and the church ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I started seeing it, it made me bag up from this one. Then I started looking into what Muslims read. I seen a lot there. Then I happened to run into a book called Metu Netta. And running across that book, I was in my 20s, but it was the first thing that not only taught cosmology and cosmogony, we'll get into that later, but it also taught the divisions of the brain. So it said when someone tells you can only use 10% of your brain, that is considered the conscious section of your brain. But then they say the other 90%, where's that? It's in the subconscious. The subconscious represents 90%. So the 10% of your brain is the conscious that you're up, what you're aware of. But we can actually tap. There's no way a person is gonna have 100% of your brain and you're only using 10%. Like these are the things that everybody that's been taught universally that's a lie that causes the hate, that causes this disdain. We are not in our proper teaching elements. A psychologist are the only people that are taught to use both senses of their brain. That's how they know. Say a person is obese. Most women that are obese were either touched or molested as younger kids, and they ate so much because they didn't ever want somebody to touch them. And you can prove this by even talking. If you're a psychologist, tap in. But when people, all right, so let me stick there to where I'm going. All right, so a lot of times when these people go to a hypnotherapy, they'll find out that something happened to them, and then once they find out, they cry, and then they start losing weight. They shed those tears, and they start losing weight immediately. When people smoke cigarettes and they can't quit smoking cigarettes, that hypnotherapist a lot of time will take them back to when they first hit their first cigarette. A lot of them, either somebody else gave them the cigarette, or they were stressed, or they was like, damn, I need a cigarette. Let me hit the cigarette. And they started, and it became a residual habit. A lot of things, the problems that people have are really behaviors. And a lot of time they're learned behaviors. So when a person says, what can I do to find myself? Find books that deal with spiritual cultivation, things that cultivate you from the inside out. Then the things outside of you, you just use those as tools. But you have your foundation. It's inside of you. We born with an all-knowing intelligence, and it's not outside of you, it's inside of you. And I think that's the biggest thing you can search for when you say, because man, people gonna take you all around the world. Take this book, hey, take this book. Nah, the true jewel is gonna rely within. But you know, that's the best thing, man. Find some breathing practices. The first thing people do when they get upset or stressed or whatever, when they have emotions, you breathe. You'll learn to collect yourself. So find things that teach you certain breathing practices and and things that teach spiritual cultivation. It could be any type of thing, but trying to find out riddles, he, thou, not, shall, say, you know, I don't know. The whole religion thing, I think it's like the spinning your wheel thing. You see how long people have been practicing, and I want to see, asked, has it helped anybody in the world? There have been more wars and more deaths fought over religion than anything. Shit, probably worse than the gangbanging that people talk about and try to give credence to. The religious wars are way more bloodier than those wars. We got to face it.
It can't stand up to it. It can't stand up to a percentage of the people who died over religion. So shit, don't let these people tear you down talking about their gangs. They gang bang hard. They gang bang hard. The Muslims, the Christians, or versus it's all fraternal organizations. That's how they're classified. So we just need to change the vision into a positive vision, because the whole thing with the hypnotherapy or whatever, they got us hypnotized with the Stockholm syndrome. That's why we even give a fuck about a black mermaid or they shit anyways, when we can create our own shit, you know? So that's the hypnosis. The Stockholm syndrome is we always trying to stand up to a pedestal because they continually constantly putting us down, degrade us, dehumanize us on fucking media. At the same time, they profit off of what makes this country great in America. You hear me? So the image, you know, we got to get control of what images, you know, like I say, the images, plagiarism is a big deal. And like I said, they're pissed off because they think we trying to steal their shit. So that's what we need to talk about. That's right.
Only black man. Say you got a comment right there. Only black men ask stupid questions like that. Abolish slave movies while we being enslaved in Libya. Insanity at the highest level.
Absolutely.
Why make a mermaid black girl when you slaves in Arabic Islamic nations?
And as well as American nations, too. You hear me? Shit, that's right. That's correct.
Now I feel that, but see, once again, we tap into poor Russian have white skin. It is socialist capitalism in Arab community. Yeah, like see, but I say, see, the problem we keep running into is we think the mermaids because somebody made a movie about it. That's why I brought up it being in pyramids. A lot of these things have been known facts. There are different animals. Man, say dinosaurs, giant people existed. This we rebuke Ataka discussing things about things that don't matter. Hey, Marios, Raphael, Negas, Istafanos. Hey, drop him the link. Drop him the link. Let him come in and talk. We want to hear what you got to say, man. Tell us if you want us to drop you the link, man. You come in. We want to discuss exactly what you talking about. Women wake up. Black Attica women wake up. Hey, I agree. I definitely agree. I definitely agree the women need to wake up.
The whole African American consciousness needs to arise and awaken because
how you gonna be free or seen as human? So how are you gonna be free or seen as human? Yeah, I want to hear exactly. I want to hear exactly his perception, where he coming from, of what he's saying. I see his messages, but it's hard to get the tone of comments like that. The movie ain't it. Oh, this movie ain't it. Hey man, I say that yeah, whatever helps any person in this world right now, if it's helping them, then it's good. Cynthia G should expose slavery in Libya, Morocco, and Gulf states of black women instead of talking shit about Attica men, Akata men. Okay, like if, hey, yeah, all right, so we'll stop there. Whenever you want to, whatever you want to address, cause I don't listen. I think these are good topics. The slavery of Libya, Morocco, and Gulf states. If you know anybody in any of those places and you have firsthand knowledge, pull up. We want to we want to talk about it. We are the place to discuss that. Shout out to all the Etrian Jews. Word life. All right, man. Yeah. So what we on? That's gonna keep coming right there. Yeah. We much love to you too, God, buddy. Word life.
Let them take over the show. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Goddamn. What is we? Shit, man. Like I said, the Little Mermaid shit, the indoctrination of just the African Americans in general, man. You hear me? We keep popping like we fucking free and we got this and we got this and we don't got shit. You hear me? And we still let these motherfuckers footstool the rule because we won't have these serious discussions. You know? The Stockholm Syndrome, we're outraged because they don't want us in their stuff, in their pictures. I'm sure we live around their neighborhoods. They don't want us in their neighborhoods. You hear me? We're outraged because goddamn, we sleep. We need to wake the fuck up. You hear me? And come together because we like better neighborhoods. We like better educational systems for our children. We like better playgrounds and all that shit. So the hypnosis shit, man. So in closing, man, man, we appreciate y'all pulling up because y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all out here fucking with us. So closing, man. Peace, God, and goddesses, man.
God bless.
Y'all tell me about it.
Man. Hey, it's been a very interesting show. The comments at the end kind of, I don't know, I'm kind
Do
of
that
throwing
shit
off
out,
by that.
goddamn,
But
for
Right,
real.
y'all gotta
Y'all,
read.
hey,
Y'all gotta read that
I
shit
say,
before
no, that's
y'all
why I
just
say,
read
I'm
it,
just,
bro. You gotta
Yeah.
read that shit. You can't just.
Yeah.
That's why I say that. Goddamn. Yeah, that shit.
I
I'm
say,
like, what the
look,
fuck is we reading the shit? We talking 10 minutes later, then we reading comments about, you know what I mean? Like we talking 10 minutes in, then we're
Yeah,
we
I'm
cut
trying to
shit
catch
all
it.
confused. Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be a good question. Somebody asks in midstream while you talking, but yeah, that one got out of hand. That got out of hand right there. You know, that
It was
was a
doing
little
that
bit.
the other. It was
That's the
doing that
first
the
time.
other night too. It's doing that the
Yeah.
other night too. I see that motherfucker
Yeah.
start trying to be on it. Come pull your motherfucking ass up on the show if you trying
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
You know what I
Pull
mean?
up.
Shit.
Pull
Yeah.
up.
Don't hide
Pull
behind the
up.
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In closing though, man, Haley Bailey, shit, big presence, much love to her. And we definitely, I don't know what whoever would think we don't discuss issues that matter, man, you need to press rewind and go back and listen from the beginning. You got to be out your rabbit mind if that's even what somebody is halfway on. But I know that ain't happening. So peace and love to all the gods and goddesses out there in this world. You know what I'm saying? There is no limitation to that. Big love to my brothers who pulled up like that too tonight. It's a joy every time, man, that we kick it on here and we wrap it up like this. It's a think tank. Come out a different person. I'm a different person every morning after we do this. So hey, peace and love. Ashe. Love the presence. Appreciate everybody for out rocking with us tonight. And in closing.